I'd like to just spend some time here. Say as much as you'd like. Let's talk about how good Jacob deGrom is, because I feel like not enough time is being spent just talking about how good he is. This is a season, Gigi, for the ages.
Jacob deGrom's ERA is actually ridiculous. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. 0.6?
0.69.
0.69. Can you imagine going up to face a 0.69 ERA pitcher? Like, you actually would have to say a prayer, even if you don't belong to any religious affiliation. I would say so many prayers before I stepped in that box against Jacob deGrom. And I'm really sad that this game, I haven't been to a Yankees game in a while, and I'm sad that deGrom's not pitching, I'm assuming, on Friday. And I just think that, I mean, like Colin said, he is a Cy Young contender, and he's more than that. He is the Cy Young conversation. And I would love to see too. I am all about living in the moment, and I'm trying to live in the moment. But I'm just loving to see how many Cy Young awards he's going to rake up in the next couple of years, because I think he's just getting started. Something that is concerning me, and I did bring this up in a different show, is the shoulder soreness, maybe tendonitis, maybe something like that. And I think that's just something that the Mets are keeping under wraps in such a good way, and that he is, as a competitor, he wants to go out there and he wants to get his wins. And a lot of them are surefire wins when he's on the mound. But if he could just keep the shoulder, I know all the trainers in that Mets training room are probably very concerned. If he could ice it and keep it healthy, oh my God, it is so amazing to witness this greatness on the mound. And like you said, I would just love to just take the time and appreciate it and not analyze it, the slugging percentage from the Mets lineup, the non-producing. I think it's great that they can produce when it really matters and when runners are in scoring position. And that's such a tidbit that is going to keep a lot of people happy and a lot of people under control when they start to get too stressed out about the Mets. Because when you do rely on one player too much and it is a pitcher, I think things could get messy, and if the offense isn't producing. But you have Jacob deGrom, you have this offensive weapon or this defensive weapon. And yeah, no, I love to see it. And I think it's actually unreal, is what I would say about it.
He's one of the few pitchers in baseball, as a side note as well, that can pitch with a certain amount of accuracy and paint the corners purely, or absolutely have a flamethrower go down the middle of the plate. Most of the time, I'd say it's either one or the other, where you get Aroldis Chapman throwing 104 miles an hour, but can't hit his spots to save his life, or a guy like Bumgarner, as he's gotten older, who knows how to paint the corners, knows how to work in his off-speed stuff. It's so rare that you see both. I had the pleasure of watching deGrom about a week ago. This was after the shoulder issues were happening, obviously. And the speed was down, but he was hitting every spot in sight. I mean, he made that Braves lineup just look like a little league team. It was fun to see. I mean, anytime your slider is starting to look like a changeup, I think that's a good sign going forward. And if you're the Dodgers or the Padres or any of these great NL teams that could potentially meet the Mets in a playoff series, you're going to have to say a prayer, because you're going to face deGrom twice, maybe even 3 times if they want to throw him out there from the bullpen in a potential game 6 or game 7 with the season on the line. And as long as he stays healthy, they're going to be just fine. I think the offense figures it out, because this pitching staff is for real. Between him and Stroman's no fun. Neither is Walker. Facing them will be a nightmare for any team. I don't care who you are. You have to respect the Mets pitching, and deGrom is obviously the headline act and should be the Cy Young this year if he continues down this path.
Now, guys, there's something I've wanted to do for a little while, and I've waited till I was here on camera to do something, because what's the point of doing anything if it's not on camera? But here we go. Hey, Siri, how do I get a hit against Jacob deGrom?
Jacob deGrom has 12 hits this regular season in the MLB.
So I said, how do you get a hit against Jacob deGrom? And what Siri told me was that Jacob deGrom at the plate has 12 hits this season in Major League Baseball. Now, that's another point I want to get here. We keep talking Cy Young, and Cy Young's great. And you know what? He might even be a silver slugger at the pitching position, and he might be a Gold Glove winner at the pitching position too. But with all that in mind, you look around the rest of the National League, and there's some good players in the National League. Fernando Tatis Jr., chief among them. A couple guys in this Braves team that they're playing right now who are really good. But I'm looking at the NL MVP conversation, and this has been brought up. And Mets fans have very prematurely chanted it every time he's gotten on base. They've chanted MVP. And I don't think it's that far off of a thing to say. And I know it is June 30th, but come on. Like, my goodness. And this is the thing about Jacob DeGrom. People have kept saying this is 2018 Cy Young Award winner, 2019 Cy Young Award winner, 2020 in the running for it, a full season, I think he would have gotten it. His fastball velocity has improved. It's been rough the last couple starts, only hitting 100 miles an hour like 12 times during a game. Like, abysmal, guys, really. I can't. Who would only hit 100 miles an hour with their fastball 12 times a game? It's. But that's why I wanted to just bring up how good he is, because it is mind numbing. It's incredible.